Warrior football. True Warrior football. True Warrior football.
You are listening to True Warrior Football Podcast with your host, Corey Kid Smith.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another great episode of True Warrior Football. I am your host, Corey the Kid Smith. And man, oh man, did we have a wild one last week? Because it wasn't on a Friday. Hurricane Helene postponed everything. He said, Hurricane Helene, Corey, you guys are in Indiana. Well, the hurricane came up the Gulf side of Florida and rampaged all the way up, all Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, the Carolinas got it bad. And that rainfall from there came all the way up and affected a lot of things here in central Indiana this past Thursday and Friday night. So our game was postponed till Saturday. And if you do not know, Warren has a very interesting history with postponed games. Of course, last week we had a game postponed in an hour and a half against Ben Davis. And last week, having that game moved from a Friday night to a Saturday, I was like, oh man, here we go again. And it's not been well for us in the past. I've talked about it. 2003, we've had a game postponed from Friday to Saturday night because of weather. We lost that one. 2012, we had it happen twice. Lost both of those games. It's just not a great thing for us. So this one was interesting. Going over to Pike, a team that we had beaten, I think it was 10 straight times. Our longest win streak against any opponent currently. And really, it was a battle from the start. Defensively, we played exceptionally well. Offense had their struggles. Defense got us on the board first. We had a safety here. Tyrone Burris and Jeremy Finch Jr. collaborated on that for our safety to get us off the scoring off to the game. It was our fourth safety of the season. We had 3 against LC 2 weeks ago, and then we had this one. So yeah, 4 safeties. Linebacker Jordan Barlow had an interception. It's great to have him back, and when he touches the ball, good things happen for us. So he had an interception for us, got the offense in good position. I want to say they turned that into 3 points with a field goal. Then things from there, it was just a real, it was difficult the rest of the game. And I don't know if it was because the game started at 10 o'clock varsity football start. It's just weird, Everything about last week's game was just weird. It's like we were playing a JV game, but it was a varsity game. And so that happened. Just as well as the defense played, our offense just for some reason struggled. They ended up having the lowest point output of the season. So far, they scored 10 points. Jaden Rivers, touchdown run, got us a touchdown, of course, with the field goal. The 10 points right there, it just wasn't enough. Pike, really, those guys, this was the first team we faced this season that had won more than one game at the time that we faced them. And they played like a team that is well coached. And they went out there and were trying to do some things. They have some pride on their sideline. They have some talent. And they gave us a fight. They really, truly gave us a fight. And one of the things that was interesting is when we made mistakes, they did their best to capitalize. And defensively, we played so well on defense, but one drive in the second quarter, they're driving, they're pushing, and we stop them. But penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty gives them more life, more opportunity to continue to advance, and they end up capitalizing. They get into the red zone, the third team to get into the red zone this year, and they score a touchdown. A real simple tight end pass right here, and 6. And here now we're down 7-5. Just the second time we've been down all year. Back-to-back games now. We're down at some point. And then that's when the offense comes and gets their things together and they score a quick score before halftime. But it wouldn't be that would be just about all we would get from the offense. And it became really interesting. We go into halftime up, come out, stop first possession. We stop them from doing anything. But, we had our issues, turn the ball over. And we turned the ball over, and we turned the ball over, and we turned the ball over. Quarterback Jaden Rivers, I love him. He's a young quarterback, and he made his fair share of mistakes. We couldn't block very well in the run game, so the passing game was the thing that we were having to rely on. And unfortunately, a lot of balls were tipped, deflected, intercepted. I think we ended up having 4 interceptions on the night. I think 3 of those came from Jaden. Quarterback Anthony Dennison came in relief, and I want to say he had an interception as well. And one of those interceptions came in the red zone, and a guy from Pike read it really well, and picks it off like 1 and 2 yard line and takes it all the way. I'm thinking he's about to score. I flat out think he's about to score, but 2 guys, hats off to these 2 gentlemen, Chaz Corley and Kyron Williams, did not give up on the play. Chaz chased the Pike player down from the opposite side of the field, great angle, and get him down. Kyron Williams was blocked, but he didn't stop. He fought through it and really helped Chaz get him down, and he stopped the guy at like the 2 or 3 yard line. So defense, back out on the field. Let's go. Let's man up. And Pike, they tried to do some quick stuff real quick. We stopped them on a run, and then safety Madden Barrio. This is why I love Madden so much. He's such a smart and great player. He notices, he's counting. He's like, hold on, guys. They have 12 men on the field right after the play. And the referee hears them and starts counting. Oh, yeah, they had 12. Flag, boom. Move the ball back. I think it moved back about 5 yards, maybe a little bit more. But it gave us more space, more room to operate. And it cost them dearly. And 4th down, I want to say it's like 4th and 8 goal to-go situation. They don't kick a field goal. They kick a field goal, it ties up the game. They said, no, we're going to go for it. So they go for it. In end zone, fade. And Madden picks it off. His 4th interception in 2 games. 5th interception on the season. And just like that. And matter of fact, it's funny. We have forced 3 red zone turnovers this season. One against North Central, one against Ben Davis, one against Pike. And all 3 of them have come from plays made by Madden Barrio. The guy is just absolutely incredible. But our defense is incredible. Armonte Jackson, Fats, my man, had a great game himself. He had another interception, a great return back. But then this guy that, adversity equals opportunity was the theme for last week's show against Ben Davis. And I highlighted, Madden and the defensive guys, overcoming the adversity that had been in front of them. But this week, another guy had his own adversity. Sophomore, Caleb Elkins. Had issues at practice this week. Last week, didn't play in the first half. Comes in the second half, and what's he do? Pick six. Great. High pointed the ball, came down with it, and basically walks in for a touchdown. Gets another interception and basically seals the victory. When you're facing adversity, either as a team or as yourself, it's up to you to show what you can do with the opportunity that's presented with yourself, presented to you. And I love that for not just for Caleb, because he's a young guy. He makes such great plays. He's a goofball, man. I really tell him that all the time. He's a goofball. I love him. He's a young kid, sophomore. I love him. He's got a bright future ahead of him. But I love that with this team, you know, we kept getting our backs against the wall. Offense, they struggled. The defense took it upon themselves to say, hey, it don't matter where you get the ball. Give it to them on the 1, give them to them on the 10-yard line, and let them go from there. It doesn't matter. We are going to hold. Put the ball down, like Madden said. I love that. I absolutely love that. And our defense responded so well. Time and time again, we just were making plays all over the place. Marcus Bell's a monster. Jeremy Finch is a monster. You talk about our two guys on the end, Shanklin and Burris, and what those guys do. But then it's so much. Devontae Dungy, Marquavius Q Ballard, you know. These guys are making plays all over the place. This is a defense that is truly, truly becoming their own. You know, they ask me sometimes, man, what about this defense? What about this defense? How do we compare? I was like, you guys are doing something special, but you ain't got there just yet. But they're building something to be worthy of being named with those greats of the past. I mean, this week we had 15 stops. And if you know me, I've been tracking defensive stops at our games for 20 years or so. And it started in 2004. First time working with Coach Tutsy, he comes to me and says, hey, during the games, I need you to chart our stops. And I didn't know what he was talking about. It's like, well, okay, so describe to me what is going on. It's like, I want you to go to him every time we get off the field, go to a player and put a slash on their tape. Okay, so he gave me a marker, gave me a roll of tape, and that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. When I've been on the sideline, it's something I've done. I have a box full of stuff right here, old rolls of tape, and this is from this past Pike game, as you see right here, okay? Got the date, put the score on there, and as you see, 15 stops. 15 stops on 16 possessions is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I went through and looked at a lot of the rolls of tape I have from over the years. And, you know, a lot of times when you have a shutout, you may have 10 or 11 stops or something like that and not give up any points. I think what made this game interesting, and really the last two games interesting, because I think we had 11 against Ben Davis, and they scored 6 times. 5-6 times. They had 4 field goals and a touchdown. So that's 5 possessions, and we had 11 stops. So that's 16 times. So they had 16 possessions last week. We had 16 possessions this week against Pike. You usually only get that many possessions when you're scoring a lot or you're turning the ball over a lot on offense. And it was just like that. And so a lot of times, and this is very interesting, when in years past, my senior season, 2005, we had a very high octane offense. We would score quick and get off the field. Score quick, get off the field. And it was very tough. When you score quick, a lot of times you get up, the team you're going against, they know they have to compete, they have to continue to go on and play catch up and points. And, you know, you get those stops quick. So we would be up 30, 40 points late in the game, pull our starters. And then that's when, you know, when you have 8 stops or 9 stops or whatever, but you're up 30-7 or something like that. But there's still a quarter and a half left, and the team is still playing hard, still putting their guys in. You know, you got your 2s and 3s in, they still have their 1s. That's when you give up more points. But with this team, and this has been a situation that I love, we haven't had a lot of blowouts. Yes, we had the 2 games or 3 games that we scored 30. Yeah, Warsaw we scored 30, North Central we scored 30, and LC we scored 30 plus. But those games weren't really blowouts to where we were up so many points early enough for us to take our guys out. But then the crazy thing is our backups really, really work themselves so hard. And everybody, I think this team, the shutout streak has really focused a lot of the players on this team. They don't want to give up anything. They don't want to give up anything at all. They hate when the opponent crosses the 50. They absolutely hate it when they have red zone opportunities. But they cherish that moment. They cherish those moments to where they're like, all right, you guys think you can score? Well, let's go. Let me strap up even tighter. And let's go. Let's get to it. So that's why I saw a lot from our guys this past Saturday against Pike. Man, these guys were hungry. Absolutely hungry. And they knew that for us to get out of there with a win, it was going to have to be on them. They loved that opportunity. They loved that. I loved it too, because it was just, you know, we see that too often to where somebody isn't doing their job and things collapse, and, you know, one guy gets upset with another guy that's, you know, says forget it, and it collapses, and everything doesn't work out well. That's sports sometimes. But what I'm seeing with these guys, at least on the defensive side, is they are coming together. They are loving the opportunity to go out there and play with each other and really take this team as far as they possibly can. Offense has a lot to work on. And they know, I'm not telling them anything that they don't know themselves and haven't heard before, haven't heard yet. They know that against anybody else the last 2 weeks, that performance right there gets us beat. If we play like that against Brownsburg, Westfield, Center Grove, any of these teams that we could possibly face in the playoffs, we will get beat. I mean, we've had, 9 turnovers? Defensive has forced 9 turnovers in the last 2 games. And I think we're either -1 or even on the season when it comes to on the last 2 games when it comes to turnovers like that. That's not acceptable. That will get you beat. It gets the really good teams that we're about to face, that will get you beat. That will absolutely get you beat. And it will get you beat in the games where there's no tomorrow. We still have a lot of games left to play. But when you get to that point where there's no tomorrow, then you really start to see how hard it is. How hard it is to win a trophy, to win a championship even. So, back to the game. We ended up winning 18-7, come away with the victory. And so now that sets up 6-0 versus 6-0. 6-0 Lawrence Central, welcoming 6-0 Lawrence North back to the east side. MIC championship on the line. Now, LN still has one more conference game to go to against Pike, but the Pike that I've seen and the Lawrence North that I know what they're capable of, I don't want to count their chickens too soon, but I would be absolutely shocked that they lose against Pike. But it all doesn't matter if we don't take care of business this week. Because right now, we have an opportunity to win our first MIC championship since 2019 and our first outright MIC championship since 2018. Time to take care of business, gentlemen. You have an opportunity in front of you to win a trophy, a championship. Win something of your own. Like I said, winning sectionals is great. Winning regionals is great. Winning the MIC is really great because it shows, once again, the MIC is still one of the premier conferences in the state of Indiana. You play against top talent week in, week out. And when you play and excel in this conference at the highest level, you're going to do good things. You are going to do good things. And we still have a lot more in front of us. But this is the first goal that we are able to hopefully accomplish right here, right now. But in front of us is the LN team. In fact, if you didn't know about LN and our history against them, look at this video real quick.
Taking a big win there against the Carmel Greyhounds as Lawrence Central has themselves on the ropes. The Wildcats playing a phenomenal game, up 23-18. Costly missed extra point from Lawrence Central early in the ball game has put them behind the 8 ball. As Moore looking long, has DeMarcus Brown and finds him at the 20. DeMarcus Brown inside the 10, gets a block. Lawrence Central gets in for 6. I can't believe it. DeMarcus Brown on a 44-yard touchdown strike. Lawrence Central back on top as we have a couple Wildcats down on the field. I don't believe it. No flags on the field as Kobe Moore goes long and DeMarcus Brown does the rest. Makes a man miss. Coming in there, Derek Allen absolutely laying out Ford and Warren Central. Cooper in motion. McCauley rolling right. Steps up and can't get it off. Going to be sacked for the final play of the ball game. Kevin Powell getting in, making the game-winning sack against
Wildcats facing 4th and 11. Jones with nowhere to throw, so he tucks it and runs 26 yards all the way to the end zone, dodging defenders, reaching for the pylon. What a run. What a finish this was. Matthew Dempsey kicked a game-winning field goal to lift LN over Lawrence Central 24-21.
Looking long here as Jagu throws an interception. This is going all the way back to the house. Samirion Ford with a pick 6. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Well, this young man will look back at this game, and he has been, remember the keys of the game? Big plays.
Just that simple. It's right here, right in front of us. 4 years in a row, they've had our number. And last year was one of the more embarrassing defeats I've ever been a part of in this program. You know, we usually are the ones that are up so much on the opponent that we force a running clock in the second half. And to see us be on the other side of that is humbling. Humbling is the best word for it to describe. I remember from that game, people were asking me, you know, what's the worst you've been a part of in this? I've gone through so many different losses in our program before. I've talked about, you know, us losing to Ben Davis in 2017. I think we lost that game by like 30. We lost to Center Grove in 2008. I want to say it was like 58-7, something like that, 57-7. It was that one at their place, and that was the Center Grove team that went on to win state. The Ben Davis team that we lost to in 2017 also went on to win state. But the victory, or the defeat, I should say, that I had to endure that hurt me the most was my senior night in 2005 against the Lawrence North team that came in and took it from us. I want to say we lost that game by 17, 18 points. I try to forget it, but it's always right there. Every time I look at our record from that year, 14-1. We went from being the number 3 team in the nation. Think about that. Number 3 team in the nation, not the state, not the Midwest, the number 3 team in the nation. One game. We go from being number 3 in the nation to being number 3 in the state. It's tough, but we got ours. What do they say? Get our get back. But that blemish will always be there, and it always bugs me. Still something I hate that I had to endure, and it happened against these guys from Lawrence North. Here we are, a program that's so proud. We've done so many great things. We've won, what is it? Currently, we stand at 10 MIC championships, 2 behind Ben Davis with their 12. Lawrence North has never won a MIC championship. They finished second 3 times. They were second last year, they were second in 2005, and they were second in 2003 in a 3-way tie. This is territory that their program has been working towards for a while now. They want to win this badly. Not only do they want to win this badly, they want to win this on our field. What's the term that these kids like to say? They want to come into our trap and take over our trap. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They want to walk into our place, sit us down, smack us around, go in our fridge, drink up our Kool-Aid, prop their feet up on the couch, and enjoy themselves. They just beat up on Ben Davis by 3 scores. 4 scores. I think they won 50. I think they won by 30. They mean business. And I say Pike was the first team we faced that had more than 3 wins. Well, this is the best team we faced. This is absolutely the best team we faced, and we have to be ready. We have to be ready. Because if we aren't, what happened last year will happen again. The block punts, the defensive touchdowns, the special teams, the kickoff return, or not kickoff. Well, yeah, they had a kickoff return that went for a while. They had a punt return, went for a touchdown. Bombs, deep passes, deep runs. It scored everywhere you possibly can. And we had no answer whatsoever It was one of the worst second quarters I've ever seen us have. It's up to the men on this team to say, you know what? That's not going to happen again. New year, new Warren Central. Hey, this is the best offense we've seen. I guarantee you this is the best defense they've seen. Absolutely the best defense they've seen. If they want to be like the last couple teams we face, want to get down and say, you know what? We're going to be better than you guys in every single way possible. But for that, we're going to show you that your defense can't stop our offense. Then you know what? Let's go. Let's figure it out. I love this game's at home. I love the opportunity our guys, especially our seniors, the guys that played in that game last year, that they have an opportunity to go out there and really show that we are the top team. Everybody wants to be the top team, but until you beat a team of equal caliber, nobody's going to believe it. Now's the time for us to really show it. They want to be where we are. And we aren't where we want to be just yet. So let's step it up. Let's strap it up. Let's get ready to go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, just listen to or watch another great episode of True Warrior Football. I'm your host, Corey the Kid Smith. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this with everybody else that you have out there that's a Warrior fan. And as always, Warrior Band, take us away.